fact, NASA says its Voyager One probe, the most distant human-made object in the universe, is sending usable information to Earth again.
It gets to about 10 billion miles away from the Earth. And all of a sudden, it's sending down data in a language that we don't understand. You might even call it an alien language.
NASA engineers have re-established communication with the Voyager One spacecraft, Earth's most distant emissary, after months of troubleshooting a glitch that had rendered the probe's transmissions unreadable.
In an unexpected twist, NASA has received a surprising communication from Voyager One, and it is not what anyone was expecting. For more than 40 years, Voyager One has served as our silent sentinel, traveling further from Earth than any other spacecraft, and giving us priceless information on our solar system's outer regions. However, NASA's Deep Space Communications team recently intercepted a transmission from this legendary spacecraft, which has raised serious concerns. With the signal's integrity in doubt and the distance between the spacecraft generating communication delays of more than 22 hours, decoding this broadcast has become a race against time. What does this portend for the mission? And what dreadful news may Voyager One bring back? Let's go into the specifics of this disturbing tragedy and consider the possibility of NASA's most enduring space missions. The surprising glitch. A significant problem with the flight data system of Voyager One, which is widely considered to be one of the most renowned space missions, has recently brought the spacecraft into the public eye. On December 12, 2003, the National Aeronautics and Space Administration reported a serious problem that involved the spacecraft's systems. It was discovered that the flight data system of Voyager One, which comprises 3 essential onboard processors, had begun transmitting ambiguous binary data. The data, which consisted of a string of ones and zeros, was incomprehensible to the engineers who were working on Earth. Immediately after the problem was discovered, the engineers working for NASA were able to transmit commands to Voyager One and confirm that its systems were functioning properly. However, the data that was being delivered was still incomprehensible, which indicated that there was a significant problem. An early approach from NASA was to attempt to restart the system in the hope that a clean slate would be sufficient to resolve the issue. Regrettably, this strategy did not prove to be successful, and Voyager One continued to transmit the same nonsensical data. Over the course of several months, engineers from NASA have been developing and testing a variety of potential remedies to the issue. Every single attempt that they have made to get communication back to normal has been unsuccessful, despite the fact that they have used a wide variety of strategies and investigation methods. After a great deal of trial and error, the engineers came up with a solution that shows promise. Nonetheless, it is vital to have a solid understanding of the significance of Voyager One and the factors that make this problem so critical. Our understanding of the solar system has been significantly expanded as a result of the Voyager One mission. The discovery of Jupiter's moon, Io, was one of its most significant and groundbreaking findings. It was revealed by scientists that Io was not merely a typical moon, but rather a world that was in the midst of severe volcanic activity. Voyager One captured a breathtaking photograph of a volcano on Io that was releasing material into space. This observation was a game-changer for both the scientific community and people who are passionate about space exploration. This discovery was significant because it brought about a change in our understanding of the geology of planets and the volcanic activity that occurs in the solar system. Similarly, the observations that Voyager made towards Saturn were remarkable. When the spacecraft returned, it sent back comprehensive photographs of Saturn's rings, providing a glimpse of this iconic feature that had never been seen before. Furthermore, the data collected by Voyager One suggested that Titan, Saturn's largest moon, might have liquid water underneath its surface. With the possibility of this discovery, hopes were aroused regarding the existence of life, or, at the very least, conditions that could let life exist beyond the surface of the Earth. The significance of these findings has brought to light the importance of Voyager One's mission. The spacecraft has not only offered humanity vital insights into faraway worlds, but it has also significantly improved our understanding of the solar system. The current malfunction, on the other hand, poses a risk of disrupting this exceptionally vital task. There has been a significant malfunction in the flight data system, which is essential for the operation of the spacecraft. The flight data system of Voyager One is an intricate network of components that are meant to ensure that the spacecraft operates without any hiccups. The primary computer, data storage devices, command interfaces, and telemetry systems are all components of this system. When it comes to the management and processing of the data that Voyager One gathers during its journey, each of these components serves an extraordinarily important function. Engineers are faced with a big hurdle whenever the system experiences a glitch. They are tasked with finding a solution in order to ensure that the spaceship continues to function properly. The cause of the glitch. Within this flight data system is where the problem that is now occurring with Voyager One can be found. Through its role as the spacecraft's central nervous system, it is responsible for coordinating and organizing the numerous subsystems to ensure that everything functions appropriately throughout the spacecraft's exhaustive journey. The problem in this system has made it impossible for NASA to obtain useful data from Voyager One, which may have an effect on the ongoing scientific research and discoveries that are being made. After months of hard work, specialists are coming closer to determining what caused the recent problem with Voyager One, which has been attracting a lot of attention. This in-depth research not only demonstrates how challenging it is to manage antiquated equipment in the harsh environment of space, but it also brings to light the extraordinary intellect and preparation that the engineers who created Voyager over 4 decades ago possessed. During the process of identifying and resolving the issue with Voyager One, a fascinating peek into the difficulties and achievements of early space technology is provided. This technology continues to transmit crucial data across great distances. It was when NASA engineers determined that approximately 3% of the memory in the flight data system of Voyager One was corrupted that the trouble started. This corruption was most likely brought on by charged particles from outer space blasting the spacecraft. However, the age of the hardware may have also played a role in the process. The team had to come up with a solution because there was no way for them to fix the malfunctioning memory chip from Earth. The solution that they came up with entailed disassembling the faulty code and moving the pieces to areas of the system's memory where they were not being used. Voyager One received its initial update from NASA on April 18, 2004, with the expectation that it would resolve the issue. As a result of the signal having to traverse an incredible 30 billion miles round trip between Earth and the spacecraft, the wait for a response was extremely nerve-wracking. The much-anticipated confirmation that the update had been successful was transmitted to the control room of NASA on April 20th, 2 days after it had been received. In order to ensure that the probe could continue to send critical scientific data back to Earth, the next crucial step was to recreate the lost bits of the code. This was essential for guaranteeing that the procedure would be successful. A great number of difficulties have been encountered by the Voyager missions as a result of the harsh space environment. In August of 2003, for instance, engineers were concerned that they might lose touch with Voyager 2, which led them to believe that it might be lost forever. It was as if, by some miracle, communication had been re-established only a few days later. Due to the length of the mission, NASA has been forced to turn down a number of the probe's systems in order to conserve energy. At the moment, Voyager One is only using 4 of its original 10 instruments, whilst Voyager 2 is still utilizing 5 of them throughout its operations. The non-essential components, such as heaters, have been shut off by NASA in order to lengthen the lifespan of the remaining systems, which includes the high-gain antenna that is needed for contact with Earth. The probes continue to carry essential instruments, such as magnetometers, despite the restrictions that have been mentioned. These instruments are essential for researching the magnetic fields of the Sun and the outer planets. In the year 2015, the magnetometers contributed to the discovery that solar winds might exert an influence on magnetic fields even beyond the heliopause, which is the limit where the influence of the Sun ceases. In addition, both Voyager probes make use of low-energy charged particle detectors, which had a vital role in the discovery of the heliopause following a large solar outburst that occurred in 1993. However, the hydrazine engines that are installed on the spacecraft are still functioning, which enables the probes to be maneuvered through space and maintain their temperature. In addition, the spacecraft are fitted with micrometeorite shields, which are designed to protect the instruments located in the back of the spacecraft from dust and debris from space. The optical calibration target instruments might be considered yet another essential system that is still in operation. By matching the sensors of each probe with a target plate on a regular basis, these instruments guarantee that the sensors receive accurate readings. Throughout the course of their extensive missions, this calibration procedure has been carried out numerous times, ensuring that accurate scientific measurements are maintained. These calibration techniques are essential for continuing to collect reliable data about space, despite the fact that a large number of other instruments have been switched off, several of which have been turned off for decades. Radioisotope thermoelectric generators are used to power the probes. These generators take the heat generated by the decay of plutonium-238 and turn it into electrical power. This technology has been essential to the lifetime of the missions since it has enabled them to continue functioning well beyond the time frame that was originally anticipated for them. Nevertheless, the power that is being generated by these generators is steadily decreasing. In the end, they will entirely exhaust their power supply, bringing an end to the incredible travels that the probes have taken across space. There is a possibility that this shutdown would take place sooner than anticipated, which would be an important milestone in the history of space development. The Voyager Golden Records. In spite of the fact that the Voyager probes will eventually cease their operations, the contributions they have made to the advancement of science and our comprehension of space will continue to be of tremendous relevance. The Voyager Golden Records are a one-of-a-kind and priceless treasure that has been carried by every spacecraft. Time capsules were produced in the form of these records, which were affixed to the sides of both Voyager spacecraft. The purpose of these records was to convey the history of our planet to any advanced extraterrestrial civilizations that might come across them. It is remarkable that the Voyager Golden Records contain a collection of sounds and images that are representative of the wide variety of life and culture that may be found on Earth. Greetings in 55 different languages are included, along with a range of features of human culture, natural sounds from our planet, and environmental sounds. The purpose of this collection is to offer a broad overview of the diverse ecosystem and the rich heritage of humankind on Earth. In the event that an extraterrestrial civilization comes across these probes, the records may represent their initial exposure to the diverse life types and cultures that exist on our planet. As a result, the Voyagers are of tremendous worth, not only because of the scientific data that they supply, but also because of the possibility that they will establish communication with sentient life forms that exist in the universe. 116 photographs, each of which is encoded in analog form, are included in the records. These photos illustrate many elements of life on Earth. These photographs provide a visual introduction to our world by depicting activities that are commonplace, things that are beautiful in nature, and essential components of human civilization. Through the inclusion of these photographs, the Golden Records intend to extend a warm welcome to any potential future discoverers, extending an invitation to them to acquire knowledge regarding the planet from which the records came. There are a variety of sounds from the Earth, including the wind, thunder, and the beating of human hearts, that are included on the Golden Records in addition to the photographs. The natural and emotional essence of Earth is captured in these recordings, which provide a more immersive experience of what life is like on our planet when compared to other recordings. In addition, the records represent a wide variety of musical styles that originate from a variety of different nations and time eras. Music like this illustrates the depth of human ingenuity and the variety of ways in which people express themselves culturally. It ranges from traditional tunes from different regions of the world to classical works, To ensure that the golden records would last for a long time, the structure of the records was meticulously planned out. It is important to note that these records are composed of copper and coated with gold, in contrast to normal vinyl records, which are notoriously fragile. This sturdy design was conceived with the intention of withstanding the severe conditions that exist in space and had the capacity to last for billions of years. Instructions on how to play the records are also included with the recordings. These instructions are not only written in English, but also include universal mathematics and physics. In order to play the records, these instructions include specific instructions on how to manufacture a stylus and a cartridge. This makes it feasible for any intelligent beings that discover them to comprehend and access the information contained inside them. One of the more forward-thinking aspects of the golden records is the inclusion of a figure that illustrates the position of Earth inside the Milky Way galaxy. There are 14 pulsars, which are unique stars that generate beams of radiation, and this graphic depicts the position of our solar system in relation to them. The pulsars are considered to be universal landmarks that can assist in the localization of locations throughout the galaxy. Through the utilization of these pulsars as reference points, the figure offers a method for determining the specific location of Earth within the immensity of space. There was a great effort made to give a cosmic address, which would make it simpler for any potential finders to locate our planet. This particular feature of the golden records illustrates that effort. However, the inclusion of this diagram didn't come without any potential dangers. As a result of the great distances involved in space, the likelihood of the recordings being discovered and comprehended is extremely low. This does not change the fact that the diagram depicts the ambitious nature of the Voyager mission and its ambition to communicate with alien civilizations. The golden records are more than simply a symbolic gesture. They are a true representation of humanity's insatiable curiosity and desire to discover and communicate with the world beyond our own. Together, they constitute a time capsule that not only represents our comprehension of Earth, but also our aspiration to establish connections with people from distant parts of the universe. As the Voyager spacecraft continues its voyage through space, these records carry a piece of our world with them. They are silently traveling throughout the universe, and they may be waiting to be discovered by sentient life forms in the distant future, inviting danger to the planet. On the other hand, the golden records that were carried by the Voyager spacecraft have also been the source of some concerns. One of the things that causes concern is the likelihood that these recordings could lead hostile species to the planet Earth. In the event that hostile aliens were to discover the golden records, they might utilize the directions to travel to our planet, which could put humans at risk. This potential, despite the fact that it is disconcerting, does not overwhelm the primary objective of the golden records, which is to display a gesture of peace throughout the universe. For the purpose of showcasing the wide variety of life and culture that exists on Earth, the golden records were created. They include sounds and images that depict the many facets of our planet, ranging from human societies and nature sounds to greetings in 55 different languages. Creating a message of peace and goodwill, extending a hand across the sky to any future extraterrestrial finders was the goal behind this endeavor. The records are a representation of humanity's aspiration to communicate our existence, our knowledge, and our values to other sentient species throughout the cosmos. The purpose of this endeavor is to make a strong statement that people from Earth are here, eager to interact with one another, learn about the beauty and fragility of our home, and talk about it. Around 15 billion miles away from Earth is where Voyager One is located at the moment. Lately, the flight data subsystem of the organization started sending back data that was jumbled, which caused a serious communication problem for the organization. Because of this problem, it was difficult to comprehend the information that the spaceship was transmitting. On the other hand, engineers were able to recognize a distinct pattern in the data, which turned out to be a readout of the whole memory from the subsystem that was malfunctioning. The significance of this discovery lies in the fact that it offered numerous vital hints that assisted in resolving the communication issues. Despite these advancements, it is still difficult to find a solution to the problems, because of the large distance between the two locations. It takes around 22.5 hours for signals to travel in one direction between Voyager 1 and Earth. Voyager 2, which is located just a little bit closer, at around 12 billion miles away, is still operating normally, with all of its systems functioning normally. The power supply of this spacecraft was another potential source of problems that this spacecraft confronted. Variations in voltage posed a threat to the scientific instruments that were being used. Engineers came up with a plan to make use of a tiny reserve of power by utilizing the radioisotope thermoelectric generator that was installed on Voyager 2 in order to overcome this issue. Through the implementation of this ingenious method, the scientific equipment aboard the spaceship was able to continue operating normally despite the power problems. It is necessary to perform computations with great attention and accuracy in order to maintain a connection with the Voyagers. In order to guarantee that the spacecraft's systems continue to function properly, mission control must continually make adjustments and monitor them. It is interesting to note that the distance between us and the Voyager spacecraft is influenced by the orbit of the Earth. The Earth, which is moving in its orbit at a pace of 67,000 miles per hour, passes the Voyagers at regular intervals and grows closer to them when it does so. This indicates that the Earth is temporarily closer to these faraway explorers for a brief period of time. This effect is not the result of any change in the Voyager's trajectories. Rather, it is the result of the vast orbital path that Earth takes. Future of the Voyagers. The Voyager spacecraft is currently engaged in a mission that not only offers scientific data, but also acts as a source of continuous inspiration. It is a demonstration of what humanity can accomplish when curiosity is combined with superior technology. Every signal that is received from these distant messengers provides us with new insights and serves as a reminder of the fact that our placement in the great expanse of the cosmos is relatively little but yet significant. Not only have the Voyager missions been successful and long-lasting, but they have also resulted in significant technological improvements. These days, spacecraft are equipped with autonomous systems that are able to exercise decision-making authority without waiting for orders from Earth. Missions that are traveling to distant locations from our globe really require this capacity. Additionally, new communication technologies are currently being developed to maintain touch over enormous distances. This will ensure that future missions will be able to relay data back to Earth in an efficient manner. We have demonstrated our potential for invention and adaptation in the field of space exploration through the technological advancements that have been developed as a result of the Voyager missions. It is because of their heritage that these spacecraft continue to inspire and push breakthroughs in space technology as they continue their adventures into the universe. In a number of ambitious missions, the National Aeronautics and Space Administration and its foreign partners are pushing the limits of space exploration. They are working towards the goal of sending humans back to the moon with the Artemis program, which is one of their most important endeavors. The purpose of this mission is not limited to merely landing astronauts on the surface of the moon. An additional objective is to establish a permanent presence on the moon. The establishment of a base on the moon that can act as a stepping stone for subsequent expeditions to Mars is the objective of this project. Through the testing of new technologies and the collection of data on the environment of the moon, Artemis will assist in the preparation of missions that are longer and more complex, and that are further into space. Mars Sample Return is another significant project that is being carried out by the European Space Agency and the National Aeronautics and Space Administration. The purpose of this mission is to collect samples of rock and soil from the surface of Mars and bring them back to Earth afterward. These samples have the potential to offer extremely important information about the geology and environment of Mars, as well as the possibility of determining whether or not life ever existed on the red planet. The mission requires the use of a number of different spacecraft and involves a number of complicated tasks, such as landing on Mars, collecting samples, and then being launched back to Earth. Our capacity to do direct research on other worlds has been significantly advanced as a result of this. Since their inception in 1977, the Voyager missions have been significantly contributing to the expansion of our knowledge regarding space. Voyager 1 and Voyager 2 have contributed priceless information about our solar system and other parts of the universe, despite the fact that they had to contend with antiquated equipment and the extremely harsh temperatures of deep space. Because of the difficulties that these missions have encountered, such as breakdowns in the system and problems with communication, there have been enhancements made to the protocols for data management and error correction procedures. As new generations of scientists and engineers continue to engage in space exploration, the innovative problem-solving and creative thinking of the Voyager engineers continue to serve as a source of inspiration. The quest for life beyond our solar system is currently one of the most fascinating areas of interest in the field of science. Expeditions that are focusing on the ice moons of Jupiter and Saturn, such as Europa and Enceladus, are currently investigating the oceans that lie beneath the surface of these moons. They are thought to have liquid water beneath their ice crusts, which might potentially harbor life. These moons are believed to have liquid water. Whether it be the discovery of signs of life or even merely conditions that might support life in these faraway places, it would be a momentous achievement that would profoundly alter our view of where life might dwell in the cosmos. It is absolutely necessary to strike a balance between the pursuit of space exploration and the addressing of pressing concerns on Earth. The pursuit of fresh information and groundbreaking discoveries is the driving force behind space missions. Nevertheless, ethical considerations also require attention throughout the process. Microbes that originate on Earth, for instance, pose a threat of spreading to other worlds and contaminating them. Additionally, there is a continuous discussion regarding the allocation of resources for space exploration, as opposed to tackling environmental and socioeconomic challenges that are occurring on Earth. In the event that we came upon extraterrestrial life, it would give rise to significant philosophical and ethical problems concerning our position in the cosmos and the obligations that we have as researchers. To ensure the continuance of space missions, public interest and financial support are very necessary. The importance of educational programs and efforts that motivate the next generation of scientists and engineers cannot be overstated. Thanks for watching. More exciting content on the way.